What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about why are housing prices so expensive and how we are in a housing market crisis. Whether you believe it, you don't, you see it or you don't, we are in a housing crisis where house prices are insane. They are getting very high, very competitive, and it's because of people like you. People who are looking to buy houses, people who want to get out of their apartment and move into a house or relocate, transition, one of those. Now, we have a ton of people specifically in Texas, from California, from New York, from Michigan, from different states wanting to move down here because Texas is the next big place and everybody's trying to get a piece of it. So that's a big reason why house prices here specifically have been booming. On top of that, we got big companies coming in here, putting their headquarters, and really making a huge difference for the market in a whole. Now in this live, I'm going to be sharing with you guys why are house prices so expensive. So many people are asking this question. They don't know the answer. They're just wondering, why are prices continuously going up? Why are houses becoming not affordable? Why is there so much competition? And most importantly, why is everybody fighting for that one home? Why is everyone paying so much for that one home? And that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, if you're new to this channel, hit subscribe. Every single Monday, Thursday, Saturday, I talk money, real estate, and business. And most importantly, if you like this video, if you get any value from this video, hit the like button. I go live so I can talk to you guys direct, one-on-one, answer your questions, answer anything you guys want to talk about, and discuss the markets with you every single Saturday. That's why I go live. So for those who join these live streams, you're benefiting instant responses for your questions instead of having to wait or comment them on a traditional video. Now, we're just going to jump right into it, guys, and I'm going to let you guys know some very important points. For every single, now we're talking about interest rates, and everybody is jumping on houses because the interest rates are so low. They're thinking that they're going to get a steal. They're thinking that they're getting rates at 2.5%, and that's amazing for them. And those rates are very good, but here's the problem. People are buying payments. They are not buying houses. What this means is people are not buying houses right now. They're buying the monthly payment. They're buying a house at 2.5% interest rate, assuming they're getting a good deal because their mortgage is cheap, only to realize they are overpaying for a house by $20,000, $30,000, even $50,000, even more depending on your markets. So people are buying payments, not buying houses. You're competing with someone who's looking at a house saying, I'm in love with it, saying if I pay $50,000 over asking price, my mortgage only goes up $50. So they're like, hey, why not do that? I can afford it. And then they put that over asking price, and that's what's hurting the market. And that's what's making prices go up so high with the competition that we have. Now, on top of all of that, we are seeing supply at an all-time low. There is not that many houses on the market. The reason for that is you have evictions are halted. You can't kick out tenants if they're renting from you. As a landlord, you can't take them out of the house. This is in many of the states because the government put on these protections for them. Now I know some states are lifting that and you can actually evict for specific reasons, but ultimately you can't evict your tenants. That's one reason. That's one reason why the market's so low on supply, because a tenant getting evicted means that a house can go on the market for rent or it can go on the market for sale because the landlord just wants to let it go. Another reason is foreclosures are now halted, meaning you can't go to the foreclosure auction, which is a 2 to 3% of the entire inventory in the market, which seems like a little, but that's a lot. And foreclosures, they create a huge market. I specialize in foreclosures for those of you that don't know. I started my real estate business on the courthouse steps at 18 years old, buying foreclosures, remodeling them, flipping them, and renting them, depending what the strategy was. So I haven't went to the foreclosure auction for almost 1 year now, ever since COVID actually hit. The last house that I bought from the foreclosure auctions was February 4. Yes, February, I think it was February 4, 2020. That's the last house that I bought of the year 2020, because after that, I got married, I went on my honeymoon, and I was actually delegating the remodel for that flip from my honeymoon. My wife was getting mad at me, but I was doing that delegation so I can get the house ready and on the market. That house, I ended up flipping it, made, I think it was $20,000 something on it, and I only went to that house after I bought it probably for 2 to 3 hours. The rest was delegated, and that's the beauty of flipping houses. Now, foreclosures aren't in the market anymore. The last foreclosure auction I've been to, there was like 1 or 2 houses going, and even those were so competitive, and there used to be 100, 200 homes going per auction, per place. Every single county has its own auction. Now you're talking there is 1 or 2, so that's a huge market as well. You're talking about foreclosures are stopping, evictions are stopping, supply is at an all-time low, people aren't selling their houses, people who want to sell their houses aren't doing it right now because they're like, we don't know where we're gonna go, we don't know where this market is heading, and on top of that, if I sell my house for such a high price, I'm gonna have to go buy another house for such a high price. So it just doesn't make sense right now. And a lot of people are looking to upgrade their homes to a bigger size because many are realizing their work is now going to be from home, because after the pandemic, after that, a lot of companies have decided to relocate, re-strategize, cancel a ton of their leases, and make everybody work from home. A lot of companies said this. They're like, why not send all the employees home, let them work from home, and instead of paying $50,000 a month in rent to the building that they're sitting in, we can put that as bonuses for them to motivate them and encourage them. And that makes sense. What's going on? We got somebody in the chat saying, yo, what's up? Hope you're doing great. So for those of you just joining, we're talking about why our house price is so expensive and the housing crisis that we're in, with really the insane competition that we are dealing with, as many of you guys are seeing, hearing, and watching. I know that many of you guys are seeing what's going on. So those are the reasons why we're seeing a huge market demand for house prices. And the reality is every single 1% interest rates go up, the market, the housing market value goes down by about 10%. So interest rates, as we know, are creeping up right now. So if interest rates go from 3% to 4%, we can see house prices and house values decline by about 10% plus or minus. It's not exact, but that's a good indicator. So if interest rates go from the 2.5%, 3% that they're at right now to 5%, we can almost see 20% decline in housing prices. Now, 20% decline, if you bought a house for $400,000, 20% of that is $80,000. That means that your house price can go down by almost $80,000 if interest rates went up to 5%, if we're going based off of 10% for every 1% that rates go up. I hope I was doing my math right, because that is significant. $80,000 to go down in value. Let's say you overpaid for your house and it's not actually worth $400,000, it's worth $350,000. Now, not only did the house values go down by $80,000, you have overpaid, you are underwater, and you are now panicking on what in the world is going on with this market. And that's the truth of what we're dealing with, is we're dealing with buyers buying payments, not buying houses, because they are seeing rates so low. But what many don't know is you can have a cheap rate, you can have your interest rate low, but if you're paying so high for a house, you're actually getting the SCREWED word. You're actually getting that, if you didn't know, because you're overpaying. The interest rate being 2.5% versus 4%, the difference is not that significant to where you paying $50,000 more in ask price is going to benefit you. Now, it's significant enough, but it's not that significant if you actually run the numbers and you see what I'm talking about. So for all of you who are in the market right now and you're asking, why are housing prices so expensive? To recap it, supply is low, demand is high, foreclosures are paused, evictions are halted. Most importantly, people aren't selling their homes. Interest rates are at an all-time low. They are starting to creep up, but they are at an all-time low. And most importantly, people are buying mortgages, people are buying payments, not houses, which means competition is fierce. And when competition is fierce, prices keep going up. And when prices keep going up, guys, ultimately you have to pay that price if you're looking to get into a home. Some people say, should I wait? Is a crash coming? Should I just pause and not make a move? And the answer is, you're just never gonna know. The true answer of what I'm trying to get to you guys is, if you decide to wait, you don't know how long you're gonna wait. If you feel physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, all of these, that you're ready to buy a house at the current price it's asked for, and you can afford the payments, you can afford the down payment, you're happy with it as is, and you're in a good position financially, make the move. What are you waiting for? I personally believe if you're buying your house as a primary, not an investment, you're buying a primary house, it never matters when you're buying in the market. Others say, no, get a good deal, buy it at a good time, don't overpay, don't over this. And I understand if you're going from an investment perspective, if you're going from a smart move, if you're going for getting the right amount of money. But the truth is, at the end of the day, guys, I paid for my house high during a high hot market. I bought literally this house that I'm sitting in right now, this home office that you see that I've made for you guys. I've bought this house in December of 2020, end of December or mid-December, and I paid high for the house. And in fact, I bid it on a couple of homes $20,000 over asking price to win, and I lost 5 homes doing that. Even as a real estate agent, when I had the inside scoop, I still lost. So for me personally, I could have waited and said, I'm smarter than this and I'm a real estate agent and I can find deals. And no, that's not how I work. If I can afford it, if I fall in love with the home, if I want to make the move for my family, I'm going to make it as long as the finances make sense, and I'm not going to wait. In 2017, when I was flipping houses, we were told that we were at the highest in the market and to be cautious on buying homes. I stopped buying flips for a couple of months only to realize the market's still getting hotter. If I listened to those people who said we're at the peak in 2017, it's almost 3 years later, 4 years later almost, and the market's still going up. I would have lost out on millions of dollars. Thankfully, I didn't, and I kept continuing with the flips, and I kept continuing with the acquisitions for real estate. So everybody who's watching this video, that is why housing prices are so high. If you got any value from this, hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and understand if you're in the market to buy a house, run your numbers correctly, and if you can make the move, make it. We don't know how high it's going to keep going, and we don't know when it's going to crash, and if it's going to crash. And if it does, you don't care because you made the move when you knew that you can afford it. And most importantly, you're not selling tomorrow, you're selling years later. So hopefully by that time, the market will still come back up to where it was when you purchased, and if not higher. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some value from it. And most importantly, I hope you took away the answer that you wanted, which was why house prices are so expensive. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy, be safe, and I'm out.